Hey. Time for another out-of-this-world story from our space. So if the angel and the devil on your shoulder were to duke it out, who do you think would win? Let's find out today on our space. Up first, sometimes the devil just wants to play the game with some glitter. My girlfriend of 3 years doesn't know I know she's cheating, but she's about to. I, 21 female, have been dating my girlfriend, 22 female, for 3 years. I grew up in a really small town, so finding other women who liked women wasn't easy. We met at my college orientation because she was one of the group leaders showing us around. I saw her more and more as the weeks passed because we ate at similar times and we eventually became friends. She always assumed I was straight because I have a very feminine style. I'm sure others can relate to this misconception. But being friends didn't last very long when we found out we both liked women. The last 3 years have been great, or at least I thought they were. About 2 months ago, she started getting really cagey about her phone, which was a red flag to me. Before that, we were both open with our phones and frequently went on them for directions, to look things up, or text our friends if our phone died. 2 weeks ago, I went through her phone when she was showering. Yes, I know, invasion of privacy. It wasn't hard to find what I was looking for, but what angered me the most is that besides for cheating, she was making fun of me with the other girl. Both of them making remarks that looking like a bimbo would only get me so far, which is funny considering she constantly talking about how she loves my over-the-top femininity. I was honestly ready to explode right there, but instead, I took screenshots of their flirtatious text messages and sent them to myself. Both of them were part of an internship program that, at least from my girlfriend's side, she's been working years to get into, in hopes of getting off her full contract when her schooling is done. As most internships, or even jobs are, relationships are strictly prohibited amongst coworkers and results in termination. So the head of the program will be getting a very exciting email very soon. I also know her schedule like the back of my hand, so my friends and me are going to take back all of the stuff I bought for her and leave the box of the few things she bought me with a print of the messages taped on top. Maybe not the coldest revenge of the world, but I hope she has fun sleeping in a bed with no sheets and or a duvet. Also, have fun scrambling to buy the very expensive textbooks I bought you right before finals begin. Edit. Some of the comments are having me rethink sending stuff to her boss. It won't ruin her career, but perhaps it's too far. However, I do feel a lack of sympathy because of how the two of them talked about me. If I do decide against it, I'm going to find something equally petty that doesn't involve her career. Most of the texts were spent brutally slut-shaming me and calling me a bimbo because of my appearance. The other girl going as far as asking my ex for special photos of me to see if I looked as plastic as she thinks I do. Whatever that means. I haven't decided yet. All I know is I'm getting ready to go party with my friends. Edit. Also to all of my cuties, and I mean everyone, she's, he's, theys, whatever you go by out there, who have also been cheated on, you're super sexy, gorgeous, fabulous, sparkly, hot, and cute. And they flop. Small update. Added to first post. I just took all of my stuff with my friends and left all of the items she got me in the box with the printouts of the text messages. I'm about to call her mom, who loves me very much, and tell her everything. I'll probably update her later on how that went. She probably won't find the box for a few hours, and she usually doesn't get home till around 5. Also, for those who are curious, no, I'm not going to take those textbooks back and just dump them. I'm going to sell them and donate the money to homeless and animal shelters. I'm also going to give the sheets and duvet to a homeless person. From the comments on whether the affair partner wanted the nudes because she had the hots for the OP. I don't think she was attracted to me at all, quite the opposite. I think she's disgusted by hyper-feminine women. In her texts, she accused me several times of looking the way I do for an advantage in my study because it's male-dominated, which it's quite the opposite. I'm often ridiculed by peers, or they try their best to not work with me. However, on the bright side, other female STEM students tend to be very loving towards me, and I love them back. I can only describe her as a pick-me girl, and women who look like bimbos can't be smart. I think she wanted to see if my body has worked on to prove her point about what kind of girl I am. I think she just wanted them to laugh about the fact that I have fake boobs. One Redditor says, please don't tell her boss. Women like her made gay women look bad as F. The OP replies, I see where you're coming from, which is what is creating my doubt. There is already a lot of stigma towards the LGBTQ, and I don't want something like this to make it worse. I don't even feel pity for her. I hope she has ingrown toenails for the next 20 years. but I do think about the impact that'll have on other gay BBS and just our image as a whole. One Redditor says, if you don't want to go the career ruiner route, send the pics to her parents instead. The OP replies, I like that idea because her mom loves me. Kinda sad to like Dover family because her mom and me always had fun baking together on Christmas. Another person says, do you know if your ex sent those special pictures to Weirdo McCreep? The OP replies, yeah, she sent one. Someone else adds, I hope there's an update. Sending it to her boss is definitely not too far. She hurt you and broke the workplace rules. If she wanted to keep the job, then she would have followed the rules. I'd also like to say you're taking this well. You really are good at remaining calm. I'm sure you'll find someone much better. The OP replies, I really only have two options. Be a crying mess on the floor, which I did cry a lot because it still hurts to be betrayed like that, or pick myself up. I'm still really hurt, but being sad while shaking some butt with my friends at a party feels better than being sad all alone and wallowing. Oh, another person says, I avoid people with revenge stories 90% of the time. Who knows what they'll do to you if you screw up? Get falsely accused. The OP says, no offense, but sending your partner's nudes to your affair partner so they can know if you have fake boobs is something you should be scorned for. If you aren't doing crappy things like that, you shouldn't be worried. Another person replies, beyond your hypothetical situation, my point still stands. Ruining someone's job is way worse than sending a private photo. And they're still in the wrong. I'm just saying you should move on. The OP has a retort. Sending a photo of me to someone who could do who knows what with it can certainly ruin my life equal to having her internship taken away. Let's not pretend like it hasn't for many people, especially women. To pretend like someone's nudes being passed around hasn't caused those things or worse is disingenuous. I know I'm putting on a brave front, but I'm genuinely so sad that this all happened, especially seeing her talk about me the way she did and send the photos I trusted her to have. I truly did love her and would have done anything for her. A small part of me still loves her now, even though I know I shouldn't. I'm strong enough not to take her back, but it still hurts to have this image of who I fall in love with isn't a reality. I really didn't think she's capable of doing the things she's done. I don't understand the logic behind staying with someone that you just make fun of. Like, why not just leave? Help me understand this. And for the record, I don't see anything wrong with ruining someone's career, especially if they're breaking the rules. She's also been sending things that you've shared with her with the intent that it would be for her eyes only, and she betrayed that trust. As far as I'm concerned, she doesn't deserve the job. Should have thought about that before cheating on you and sending those pictures. Fake boobs or not, it's just the circle of life, baby. Update. Hi all, I appreciate all the kind words you all left me. It definitely made this whole thing feel a lot less lonely. I'm finally in a space where I feel like I can update. So as many of you know, I went through with taking all of my stuff back and leaving the things she got me with printouts of all the messages between them. I also ended up dumping a ton of glitter on her, naked, mattress, and basically the whole place. I also called her mother, who I was very close with, and to say she was angry was an understatement. I left her number unblocked because I wanted to see her reaction if she had any at all. As expected, she had a total meltdown. She texted me 84 times begging me to come back to a talk, apologizing and saying she didn't mean it. I was just trying to make the other girl feel less insecure. I was the most beautiful woman she's ever met, and she didn't want to lose me, saying she loved me, blah blah blah. It was honestly pathetic. She also called me a ton of times, but I didn't answer. I haven't listened to the voicemails either. She also thought it was a great idea to wait for me outside of my 8 a.m. class with flowers, and I told her if she did it again, I'd contact the university for harassment. I've been staying with my friend, and it's honestly been a lot better than I expected. I've been partying a lot of the weekend with my friends. Now, after posting my original post, I received a flood of comments which made me reconsider, and I had a hard time deciding if I wanted to email or internship. To make it short for the people who didn't care that much, I did end up emailing the head of the program. Not because she cheated on me, but because the both of them were sending my nude photos between the two of them. I'm still deciding if I want to take legal action on a personal level, but with their line of work, I don't think their behavior is appropriate, especially because the other woman's hateful nature towards specific types of women she deems worthless. I emailed the head of the program the extent of the issue, and however he decides to handle it is his choice. Side note, I did end up giving her sheets and duvet to a homeless woman I found, and I plan on selling the textbooks I bought her and donating the money to homeless and animal shelters. One of the things that's interesting for the comments, the community says, I'm going to take a couple months for me and jump back into dating when I feel like I'm ready. This definitely messed with me emotionally and mentally, but I'll bounce back. What I feel now is not what I will feel forever. Good for you. I'm glad you sent the email. She can suffer the consequences. Justice will be served. And the glitter was a lovely touch. That sure as hell ain't no fairy dust. You think OP did the right thing by emailing the head of the program? What would you have done? Let us know below. Next up, time to dust off those little halos. First, the backstory. I, 35 male, am a divorced man. My 2 kids are with me. The oldest one is 7 years old. I'm separated from my ex for almost a year. I got the kids after we both agreed that the kids would be better if they were with me in March this year. We get divorced from fighting almost every day, and in the end, I find out about a secret phone where she messages someone. There is a woman that is the mother of my oldest kids, 7 male friend. I only see her when I pick up my kids. We never speak in real life. Now, 1 month ago, my oldest boy went to their friend's house. Not uncommon, he has a few friends that sometimes come to us, and sometimes my kid goes to them. I want him to socialize, so I'm fine with that. But his friend's mom got my phone. She explained she got it from the teacher. She called me that I should come an hour later to pick him up, because they aren't finished with their homework. After that, almost every day I get either message or call about some school stuff, or some other stuff from her. One time she asked if I can pick her kids up. The other time she asked what the homework is, because her son didn't write well. The other time it is something else. I see her when I pick my kids up from school, but we never speak. I used to be very oblivious to all these things when I was younger, and I still don't think about any of these things that she was interested in me. In fact, they were all messages that does have an explanation, and it would be totally rude to shut her off when she asked me what the homework was of this kid. She's also married, so why would she be interested in me, right? And also, I was effing really obvious to the attention I got from women, and maybe still am. I really don't know these clues, etc. Now, why did I start thinking that she is interested in me? Well, last week we got the flu. My kids didn't go to school, so there was no school for us. Then, starting from Tuesday, I get calls and messages increasing each day. Now, I respond normally, but not too rude, not too friendly. I never initiate. I always get called or messaged first. I said my kids were going to come Thursday to school. She said there was a trip. Yet in the morning, they were still really sick, so we skipped school again and she called again, etc. And even my own parents aren't asking that much. Now, normally, I wasn't too suspicious about all these messages, but when she started messaging me even though my kid wasn't even going to school to check how he is, etc., I'm thinking that she is interested in me and not for the kid's sake. You can ask questions about it if you are unsure. I just didn't want to make a wall of text here. Now, I do like the attention that I get from her, and I would even say I do find her attractive, but she is married and I don't want to hurt their kids. At the moment, she is texting me every day about random stuff. Today she commented on a WhatsApp status I shared. Yesterday, she came near my house to get the box she gave to my kid a day earlier. She gave a box with cake to my kid when my kid was at their house. If this was a man, I would think that they want to be friends with me or bored with something. But she acts like I'm invisible in real life, and I understand that because we do live in a very conservative society, and not in the USA, and it's frowned upon by the people in the region where I live. So again, why is she risking all these things? What's happening? I posted this with another throwaway account, but Reddit saw this as spam somehow, so I used this account instead, and there are other things that happened after this initial post, but I will be updating if I get actual questions and replies. Is this cheating with the mom of my son's friend? Update. I know in my gut that she wants to cheat. She talks more about other things than parenting and kids, as she started texting me every day for 2 weeks straight without one missing, and she started texting me 1 month ago. This is a question because I really don't want to know what's going on. And I'm super oblivious to these kinds of things. Also, this is not me cheating because I'm not married, but her cheating. Or just only barter. And only being nice and social. Let's check out this social aspects, first from Major Young 9532. This isn't technically cheating, this is her throwing feelers, testing the waters, and waiting for you to reciprocate. She wants to cheat. I promise you she's not texting you all day with her husband's knowledge, but if you found out, she would just say, It's friendly talk. I don't know what's going on in their marriage, but she's ready to risk it all. Personally, I wouldn't pursue this relationship with her. Only talk for about it, your kids, but that is your choice. The OP replies, thank you for the input. This might be it. I'm assuming she is deleting her messages because one time she asked me to send me the homework she herself sent me over a 1 day earlier when we were sick and didn't go to school because she still sent me the homework, even though I didn't ask for it. But that was a weird request for other reasons as well. This week, it is holiday free, so there is no school for the kids and I have sent them to their moms. So let's see what happens. I do have a gut feeling, and if I wanted her, I could get her. I hope I don't do something stupid for the sake of their kids. I don't like complicated relationships. If she was single, I would want to pursue something, but I don't like the drama that much in my life. I will stay friendly and reply friendly, but try to be in line. Update. I did receive other text messages completely unrelated to our kids and parenting, but about political views that I posted 2 days ago in my WhatsApp update. This definitely seems like she's moving in that direction, like she's trying to build a nice foundation for a little infidelity. I would stop entertaining this, or bring it up and be like, what is this? Why are we talking so much? You have a husband? I think sometimes as adults, we have to stop beating around the bush. Update. After 2 months. So what happened after these months? First, I tried to not answer her, but I succumbed and we started to talk over the phone about our kids and stuff. So 2 weeks ago, I call her and say that what we are doing is not good and all. She agreed and knew what she was doing is bad, but she says she doesn't care anymore for her husband and tells me about the things her husband did and say about her. She is fed up with it. He wants to move to a rural area and she wants to stay and she doesn't care anymore. Now, I know she wants to burn bridges with me and I'm in a heavy decision with the angel on my right shoulder and the devil on my left, so to speak. And in the end, I said that I have no intention in marrying her and there can be nothing between us. It was a long call and she did at that one point even invite me to her home, woo woo, but I denied. As this is it, to be totally honest, I did compliment her and didn't shut her down immediately, but that's the most I did. It's not my responsibility for their marriage yet. I did tell her to stick with her husband and that she should think of the kids. I actually doubt their marriage will hold, but it will not be my doing. She called me later again asking about my kid and such, and I reminded her not to call me, and she messaged me, I'm sorry, and didn't respond. And that's it. Let's get a couple reactions from the community. His wife 10 says, good for you for setting those boundaries. You may not care about her husband, her marriage, her family, or her son, but I imagine you love and care for your own son very much. Don't do anything that will hurt him in the long run, including getting involved with his friend's married mom. Even if she continues to pursue you, which it sounds like she will, your son doesn't need to be dragged into potentially losing a friend or getting picked on because his father contributed to the breakup of his friend's family. The OP replies, I don't think my son would understand or care for that matter, but I do think of her son, to be honest. She has 3 kids, and I do think they would be devastated. The youngest probably not, but the other 2. To think that their mom is just going to ruin their family just for some stranger is baffling me. Way to go. The angel on your shoulder won this round. Best not to get involved in situations like that. I feel like you'd be devastated had it been the other way around and you discovered your wife doing something like this behind your back. It's bad karma. What do you think? And thank you for joining us today on Our Space. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We'd hate for you to miss out. If you want to listen to more stories from me, check out our lounge where I feature a larger variety of non-cheating related stories. See you there.